Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. My name is Gabby. If this is your first time watching, obviously if it's not, then you know my name. Today I'm going to be talking about something like huge in my life, and I think it would be beneficial to others. So I want to tell my story and my background on it and what I know and my experience with it. So yeah. I have Jade, my daughter, here. She is walking around all over the place. I don't have the luxury of her sleeping anytime now, so I just have to film videos when she is just walking about. There she is. Hi. She's so cute. You want to sit up? You want to sit up here? So she might be in and out of the clip on the couch, and you might hear noises. It's her. It's not me making noises under my breath. I also have a dog that's whining on this side, and it's hard to get him to stop whining. So what I am going to be talking about today is my autoimmune disease. So I do suffer from an autoimmune disease. Now, for those of you that don't know what that is, that's a disease that affects your immune system. My autoimmune disease is arthritis. It's called rheumatoid arthritis, and mine is technically juvenile rheumatoid arthritis because I was diagnosed with it when I was a juvenile. So I was diagnosed when I was 18 months old. Obviously, hi baby. Oh, you gonna fall, girl. Oh, the first of many distractions. Yeah. So I was diagnosed when I was 18 months old. Obviously, I don't remember it because I was a year and a half, but that's what I've been told. I don't remember a lot of, going to doctors and medications that I was on when I was younger, of course, because that's just something you don't remember when you were like 5. Go. I was diagnosed with it that young, and from then on I started medication for it, and since then it's been a long and winding road with different medications and different ways to try and treat my arthritis. So here's a brief description on what rheumatoid arthritis is according to, I believe, the CDC.gov. Rheumatoid arthritis is basically the immune system not working properly. It affects your joints, and it can cause swelling, inflammation, swelling, redness, pain, of course, because with inflammation comes pain. Rheumatoid arthritis affects 1.3 million Americans at the moment, so it's a significant amount of people that suffer from this disease every day. So that's a lot, and sometimes you don't even know. Like, this could be a disease that you can't even tell that someone's suffering, because it's not. Sometimes it may not be as extreme as what breaking a leg would be, but sometimes it can be, which you'll hear from my story and my experience. And ow, that really just hurt me. So 75% of those 1.3 million Americans are women, so this disease does affect women more than it does affect men. It's also more genetic, also genetically, women, girls are more likely to have arthritis if someone in their family has arthritis. So like me, I'm the only girl, and I'm the only one that has it out of my siblings. Jade, my daughter, she has a chance of having it because she's a girl. As of right now, she's been tested and she doesn't have it, thank God, but it is more prominent in women and girls. As for juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, or JRA, the abbreviation, there was a study in 2007 done, and the results came up with 294,000 children suffering from some sort of arthritis. So that's a lot of kids. Most people, when I tell them I have arthritis, they kind of look at me like, what? Like, what, you're so young, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, thanks, I know. Should I show my arthritis my ID? Because apparently it doesn't know that I'm so young. So arthritis can happen in children, which is what this video is really all about. My JRA, my arthritis coming about when I was a kid, basically. Another statistic with JRA is that 45% of children still have active arthritis symptoms 10 years later, 10 years after getting diagnosed. So that's, you know, depending on what age you're diagnosed, that's a long time, and that's a long time to have arthritis. Like I said, I have had it since I was 18 months old, and I'm 23 years old, and I still suffer with it daily. So it's been, you know, it's been going. It's still here. It hasn't gone away. Which brings me to my next topic. When I was, I don't remember the age, but when I was, I think about like 7 or 8, at some point, no, it was a little later than that maybe. At some point, within my childhood, my arthritis went away. It just stopped. I stopped taking medication. I stopped needing medication, and it went away. I, you know, was able to function as a normal kid, and I was able to do normal things without bless you. I was able to do normal things without, you know, having to worry about my arthritis. I can run, I can walk, I can bend, I can crouch, everything. And that lasted, like I said, I'm not quite sure of the year that it started, but it lasted for like 5 to 7 years. So it did come back when I was, I think I was 15. I think I was 15. So, I mean, that's a big chunk of my life that wasn't with me, but it did come back. It didn't leave. You know, we all thought that it just like went away, and, you know, some cases, or a lot of cases, children have it when they're young, and then it goes away and they don't have it until they're older. Obviously wasn't the case with me. So it came back when I was 15, right smack dab in the middle of high school. So that wasn't fun. My arthritis for most of my life has affected my ankles, mostly my right ankle. So that is no longer the case, but for years it was just my right ankle. If I walked a lot or something, it was my left ankle, but almost always my right. That changed once it came back when I was 15. Maybe not so much when I was 15. I know that it affected both ankles when it came back. Slowly. The right ankle got better and the left got worse. So a word for arthritis is unpredictable. It's unpredictable. It can go away. It could come back years later when you least expect it. It can affect, you know, these joints, and then it can affect these joints, and it's unpredictable. You'd never know. Moving forward, it did come back when I was 15. I did start taking medication again. Now as I mentioned earlier, my journey with medication has been long and hard and stressful and everything. So I have taken just about every medication there is on the market for arthritis. You see the commercials, arthritis, here's Humira, and here's this, and here's that. I've taken them all, just so you know. I'm at the point where my doctor is like, okay, let's try this and see if that works, you know, not, okay, this is gonna work for you. Because I'm such a, I don't know, I don't even know if I'm a special case. Do other people with arthritis deal with this? Probably, but I've gone through so many medications and none of them last. I guess, yeah, none of them last. So I have been on pills, I've been on steroids, I have been on injections, so those are like EpiPen injections. I've been on like 3 different kinds of them, actually 4 different kinds of them, and none of them work. The one that I'm on right now, which is called Actemra, that one works for me, but I'm still in pain. I've also had like IV injections. So one of them I had to be attached to an IV for an hour every month, and then one of them I was attached for 3 hours every month, and that's not ideal, and it didn't work for me. So I was still in pain. One of them I actually got an allergic reaction to, so I couldn't take it anymore. So going with the topic of pain, I'm sure many of you guys are wondering, if you're watching this and you don't know what arthritis is, or you don't know anyone that has it, or you know, you just don't have it, so you don't know what it feels like. I'll tell you. So when I was younger, prior to my arthritis going away, my arthritis wasn't constant. So it wasn't like a constant pain that I constantly needed medicine for, if that makes sense. It was more like if I walked a lot, it happened and it came, and it felt like a burning in my, like, not a burning, it felt like a burning like in my bones, but it felt like a strong ache coming from the inside out. So like I can move it a little, but like it was mainly like a pain radiating inside my bone, and it was like spreading. And if I, you know, just tried to deal with the pain for an amount of time, it would spread. So like I mentioned, I did have it in my right ankle. So when the pain would start in my right ankle, if I just like tried to deal with it and try to like move forward and not think about it, the pain would like radiate, and it would spread, and it would like spread into my knee. And at that point I was like in tears, crying. Also, I was a kid. That's hard to go through when you're a kid and you haven't really done much but like just walked, you know, you walked at the mall, and now you get home and you're in pain. That's hard to deal with. That's hard to, it's like a hard thing to say, like, what the hell? Like when you're a kid, you're like, what the hell? Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Why am I in pain? We'll get to that. So after my dormant period ended and I got my arthritis back, along with switching, you know, along with switching the spot and where my arthritis was besides just my ankle, the pain changed too. So it was, I did get that radiating pain if I walked a lot, if I did a lot of exercise. I did get that, you know, feeling and in my bone, like radiating pain. But I also had a more constant pain. So that was like, it was kind of like twisting your ankle or spraining your, you know, ankle or your wrist or your hand or your fingers. It was like spraining something. I mean, I've never sprained anything, but I could just imagine this is what it is. It was more so like movement. Like I couldn't move it, and I couldn't walk on my ankles. I couldn't use my fingers. I, you know, couldn't move my wrist, and it was more so movement. Like it was that radiating pain after a while, but it was more so like I was so inflamed and so swelled up that my pain, like that I couldn't move at all. It wasn't just like, oh my god, my finger is burning. It's like radiating pain. So that is the kind of pain that has stayed through the last 8 years. Of course I'm on and off medicine, so it does go away, it comes back, it, you know, pops its little head in the morning. So going with arthritis and having pain in autoimmune diseases, there's this thing called flare-ups. Flare-ups are a point in your autoimmune disease where your pain and your like joint, at least for me, my joints flare up. It's just what it is. Inflammation happens more and I get more inflamed. It may happen in more areas of my body, and that's just what a flare-up is. It's a point, you know, in my life where my arthritis is worse, and it's the worst it's been in a while. So I've had a few pretty like hard flare-ups and pretty intense flare-ups in my, 23 years of having this, or 22 years. One flare-up that made a significant impact on me was a flare-up that I had when I was 18. I didn't know that that's what it was. So I started getting pain in my shoulder, and I was in like a lot of pain. I couldn't move my shoulder, my neck kind of hurt, and it was just weird because I've never had that pain. I've never had like arthritis in those areas, so I thought that, like maybe I just slept the wrong way. After a while of it hurting, I did go to the emergency room, and they told me that I had a pulled muscle. So they gave me muscle relaxers and I think some other stuff, some other medication. And it was the worst pain that I was in. Along with that, like along with the shoulder happening, at some point, I think after going to the hospital or before, I don't remember, but I couldn't breathe. So it was so bad. Like I thought that my pulled muscle was so bad in my neck or in my shoulder that I couldn't breathe, that I couldn't talk, that I couldn't move. But that wasn't the case. I don't know how we came about the idea or the revelation that I was having arthritis pain. I don't remember if we went to my doctor or what happened, but I was told that the pain that I was having was inflammation in my ribs. So I did have inflammation in my shoulder and my collarbone and my ribs. So that was a whole completely like different feeling for me. I had never had that pain in my shoulder, let alone my ribs. So I literally thought that was like I had like a punctured rib or something. Again, I didn't do anything to make it a punctured rib, but whatever. So I was like bedridden for like 3 days, 4 days. I was given, at first I had muscle relaxers, and then, they gave me steroids and this and that, and I couldn't move. I needed help getting up. So I was couch ridden for those days. Moving on to today. Right now I am currently on an injection for my arthritis, like I mentioned, and that is called Actemra. I take it weekly, so I have to get stabbed in the leg with an EpiPen weekly. That is not fun, but it helps to obviously not be in pain. So that is where I'm at right now. Currently, I do have pain. So even though I am on medicine, I do currently have pain. Right now, I actually have pain in my fingers and my elbows. So like I mentioned, it has spread, my pain, and I get it everywhere. So currently the spots where I do get pain and I do get inflamed are my fingers and my wrists and my elbows and my knees and my ankles. So I pretty much cover all my joints with this arthritis. Now there are some things that you can do to kind of prevent a flare-up, prevent pain. I believe a lot in what you eat is really going to affect you. So certain things do affect arthritis and your pain. If I drink alcohol, if I eat tomatoes, I think it's tomatoes or ketchup or something. I am in more pain. I think it's chocolate too. I get in more pain if I eat that. Oh, and red meat. Red meat's a big one. If you have arthritis specifically, because I don't know about any other autoimmune disease, but if you have arthritis and you eat red meat and you're in pain a lot, try cutting out the red meat. Stick to chicken, or if you don't like that, go vegetarian. I mean, all I eat is chicken, and I mean, I'm still in pain a lot, but when I eat red meat, I could tell. Because rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease, it affects your immune system. So what that is basically your immune system attacks viruses and bacteria that enters your body and basically, you know, attacks them for you and tries to get rid of them. When you do have an autoimmune disease, arthritis specifically, your immune system is malfunctioning. So it is sending those, you know, alerts and those attacks to your tissues and your joints, and it's basically mistaking your tissues and joints for bacteria and viruses. So your body is like attacking yourself, and it obviously, you know, affects your immune system. You're gonna have a lower immune system. You might be more prone to other diseases. So I personally don't just have rheumatoid arthritis. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, you know, explain to you all of my diseases, but I do suffer from hypothyroidism too, and that's about it. And eye issues, of course I wear glasses. So moving on to how I cope and how I deal with my arthritis. So when I was younger, I always, you know, asked myself, why me? Why do I have to deal with this? Why do I always have to go to the doctors? Why can't I run like a regular person? Why, you know, why do I have to be in pain? Why can't I walk through the mall without going home and, you know, being in pain afterwards? I guess I've always kind of felt like that, especially, you know, as a kid and as a teenager, more so as a teenager, because you're limited, you know. But I don't know at what point, you know, I just stopped saying why me and started just being more positive about it. I don't know if there was a turn of events in my life that I was like, you know, whatever. But at some point I did, you know, turn around and say, you know, there's no point in me saying why me. You know, obviously when I'm in pain and I'm kind of upset about it. Especially pain where I can't use my hands or I can't walk correctly. But I definitely try and be positive about it and positive about my pain, and, you know, try and get over it and get over myself, and because there's people that have it 10 times worse. So there's no reason, there's no point in complaining and saying why me. Things happen to people. Sometimes, you know, you get these diseases, sometimes other things happen. So I really try and just stay positive about it and keep an open mind and realize that other people have other issues, and, you know, there's no point in getting down about it all the time. Also, it's been 20 years of dealing with this, so I'm kind of, you know, better at handling it and better at, like, knowing. Like, I think it kind of humbles me to a point, because when I'm not in pain, I'm good, you know, like I'm good. I can run, I can go to the gym, I can hold my kid, I can go ice skating and jumping at those like trampoline parks, and I'm good. But then when I get, you know, pain again and I get inflammation again, it kind of humbles me. It's like, okay, slow down, you can't do that. You need to, I mean, you can do it, but you need to like chill out, and you need to remember, like, you can't just make your life go fast and expect your body to, you know, go with it. So it humbles me and shows me that I need to like slow down in life and just, you know, enjoy things and not be so fast paced. And with a busy schedule like mine, if you guys watch our vlogs, then you know I'm super busy with work and school and baby and everything, dogs. It's nice to just slow down, and that's what my arthritis teaches me when it pops back into my life every now and again. I hope that this video was informative and really gave you guys a glimpse in what I go through. If you are watching this and you're someone that deals with and suffers from rheumatoid arthritis, whether it be JRA or regular rheumatoid arthritis, and you want to talk, feel free to message me. All of my social media is down below. And yeah, I'd be happy to talk about it and help anyone that needs dealing, really, because it's something hard, especially for young kids. It's hard to deal with. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you want to keep up with me and Jade and our family. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.